episode 507 of 360 Wrestling Fanatic. I will be talking all about tonight's episode of WWE Monday Night RAW, featuring the go-home episode of WWE Fastlane Premium Live event this Saturday, with a return and the WWE Intercontinental Championship main eventing this week. And we'll also talk a little bit more about AEW Wrestle Dream. All that and more right here, right now, 360 Wrestling Fanatic. Welcome, Wrestling Fanatics, to episode 507 of 360 Wrestling Fanatic. I am your host, Lance Brock. Thank you, everyone, for listening tonight. Hope everyone had a great weekend. The day after awesome AEW Wrestle Dream pay-per-view, which could possibly be the pay-per-view of the year, or at least in my opinion anyway. So far, the feedback that I have heard from it has been positive of this great show. But I will talk more about Wrestle Dream a little later on in the podcast. But first tonight, gonna talk about tonight's WWE Monday Night RAW, which was the go-home episode of RAW before this Saturday's WWE Fastlane Premium Live event. And RAW was live tonight from San Jose, California at the SAP Center. Our commentators tonight, Michael Cole and Wade Barrett. And starts off with a brawl with Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler coming out of the entrance. And then Raquel Rodriguez gets involved. And Rhea Ripley comes out to get some revenge on us, or Nia Jax. And Rhea Ripley returning to TV. There were a lot of chants from the San Jose crowd of Mommy, Rhea Ripley pretty over tonight. Rhea says Mommy is back on Monday Night RAW, and she says she needs to talk with the Judgment Day, so she calls them out. And Senior Money in the Bank, Damian Priest, and the now former NXT North American Champion Dirty Dom Dominic Mysterio make their way out, and she is not too happy about Dominic losing the North American Championship at No Mercy last Saturday. And she tells him that she better win it or not to come back. So to go over the rest of Raw kind of quick, because since I did such a long episode last night, went a little over an hour, talking about AEW Wrestle Dream, we have Imperium, Ludwig Kaiser, and Giovanni Vinci defeating the Alpha Academy, Chad Gable and Otis, which I'm a little disappointed that they haven't really capitalized on Chad Gable as over as he was just a few weeks or so ago when he had that title shot against Gunther. I kind of feel like they might be blowing it with him a little bit. Maybe he will get another title shot, but I think that in Fastlane that they should have gave Gable the shot. But that's just me though. Also, Big Bronson Reed defeated Cedric Alexander, making his return to Monday Night Raw. And representing the New Day, we have Xavier Woods defeating Ivar, representing the Viking Raiders. And Tegan Knox defeated one half of the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Chelsea Green. We were supposed to have a Miz TV segment, once again featuring special guest Drew McIntyre, but that segment was canceled by Drew McIntyre, and that actually leads to a match, and the Miz wrestles this match in his suit. He didn't have his gear. Drew McIntyre defeats the Miz. And there's also a segment with the World Heavyweight Champion, Seth freaking Rollins. He is interrupted by Shinsuke Nakamura on the screen, who cuts a promo, once again with the subtitles, and he ends up attacking Rollins. I am looking forward to this World Heavyweight Championship match this Saturday at Fastlane, which will be Last Man Standing. And I am hoping that they will put the title on Nakamura this Saturday, but we will just have to wait and see. And also, I will talk more about my predictions this Saturday morning on Good Morning Wrestling Fans, which we have another big pro wrestling weekend coming up for the next 2 weeks, actually. Because, of course, we're going to have AEW Saturday Collision. And this Saturday is WWE Fastlane. And the week after is Impact Wrestling Bound for Glory. So Collision is having quite a bit of competition on Saturday nights with pro wrestling pay-per-views / premium live events. And in the main event of Monday Night Raw tonight for the WWE Intercontinental Championship, we have the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion in WWE history, Gunther, taking on Tommaso Ciampa, and Gunther gets the win via TKO to retain the IC title. And after the match, we see the return of Tommaso Ciampa's DIY partner, Johnny Gargano, who's been gone for quite a while. I know recently Tommaso Ciampa has been doing on his social media where he has been handing out the flyers showing Gargano's picture where he's missing, but he's not missing anymore. Johnny Gargano has returned to WWE. So I would say tonight Raw was just kind of an average episode. I wouldn't really say that it was anything real spectacular, but it was alright, I guess. I'd say probably 7.5, or maybe just 7 out of 10 ring bells as an overall show this week. And I just want to talk a little bit more about last night's huge pay-per-view event, AEW Wrestle Dream, which was in honor of the memory of the legendary Antonio Inoki. The opening ceremony that AEW did with Tony Khan in the ring and Rocky Romero, Katsuyori Shibata, Inoki's grandsons, and they were all wearing his scarves as well. I thought that was a very nice move by AEW. I haven't heard any announcements yet if they do plan on doing another Wrestle Dream next year. Wouldn't surprise me. Tony Khan, I know he likes to do these annual events such as Grand Slam, Fyter Fest, Fight for the Fallen, has already announced London for All In next year once again, and All Out, and the Thanksgiving episode of Dynamite always in Chicago. So Tony Khan does like these traditions. Once again, Wrestle Dream, it's just my opinion, but I'd have to say probably, as of right now, the pay-per-view of the year in my opinion. From top to bottom, every match, in my opinion, almost over-delivered. Every match was at least good or better. Especially the ending where we saw the AEW debut of the Rated R superstar Adam Copeland. I just thought that was done great. And just a reminder, this Wednesday on Dynamite we will hear from Adam Copeland. And then next week on the special Tuesday episode of AEW Dynamite, Title Tuesday, Adam Copeland will make his in-ring AEW debut, taking on Luchasaurus. And I'm sure Christian Cage will be in Luchasaurus's corner. I wouldn't be surprised at one point if we see Adam Copeland in a trios match with Sting and Darby Allin. That definitely wouldn't be surprising. Or who knows, maybe even sometime down the line, Edge versus Darby Allin one-on-one. Last night during the media scrum, he was talking about a lot of the guys in AEW who he would like to face. And one of those names that he did keep bringing up was Samoa Joe, actually. I think that would be a great match to see. So, Wrestle Dream overall, I definitely recommend. If you missed it for some reason last night, order the replay here in the United States on traditional pay-per-view, Bleacher Report, internationally, Fight TV, The Zone, PPV.com, Sky Italia. Definitely was a great pay-per-view in my opinion. And we have Impact Wrestling making an announcement about a Lucha Fiesta, which will be taking place at the tapings after Bound for Glory, the Bound for Glory Fallout. Conan and Juventud Guerrera have been announced. So that will air on Access TV. And that looks like all the news I have right now. So thank you everyone for tuning in to this episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic. Remember, if you have any questions or comments, or once again, you can leave your feedback for AEW Wrestle Dream from last night in the comment section, either here on Spreaker or on YouTube or whichever podcast app or website you listen to on. And you can also leave your predictions for this Saturday's WWE Fastlane Premium Live event. I know this, compared to last night, was a pretty short episode. I'm sure my voice still sounds a little off. But hopefully my allergies will get better soon. And I might, it's a 50-50 chance of right now if I will be doing an episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic tomorrow night talking about NXT, which we do have a new NXT champion in Ilya Dragunov. Not sure just yet, but we'll see, so stay tuned. Like I always say, Twitter or X, whichever it's called these days, whichever you want to call it, at 360 Wrestling Pod. Right when there's a new episode of the podcast posted, it gets tweeted out. So that's probably the best way to keep up. Instagram, 360 Wrestling Podcast. Facebook, 360 Wrestling Podcast as well. I might start updating that more soon, who knows. And once again, thank you for tuning in tonight to this episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic. One thing is for sure, I will be back tomorrow morning for the Tuesday episode of Good Morning Wrestling Fans. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hope everyone has a great night. Hope everyone enjoyed WWE Monday Night RAW tonight. Until the next episode, I am Lance and I am a wrestling fanatic.